Yes, good morning, everyone. Can you hear me? Good. This morning, by far the morning I have the least interest in. Already tried two time to short ES, one time break even or minus 2 points, and another real trade before the news. A little bit frustrating with the like both trades offered like 5 and 6 points. So right now I'm not interested in anything. Um, Last night pop on MU earnings changed the narrative a little bit. So I think from there we can maybe expect higher prices, but we are already gapped up like around two, more than 2% on Nasdaq, and we are in a consolidation since um, last night. I have a lot of interest in the 1 a.m. low on ES. It's still my focus. We also have the news I 8:30 I 8:30 low. Both of those levels are very important for this morning, so you should probably wait for one of those levels to be taken out before engaging anything. I am also monitoring DXY. So when I short ES, DXY was trying to reclaim this FEG that I talked to you about. So I was expecting this to support price, run higher. The news decide otherwise. So now we setting off on DXY. Until we find some kind of support on DXY, I will not re-engage in anything short. But if we see that, I think it's a nice spot for a bounce and a continuation on DXY. It's possible that we turn for real here on DXY. It's also possible that we turn on Nasdaq and ES, but let's see. It's right now I'm small red on the day, and if my day end like that, I will be happy with it. We have a it's the first loss, real loss we took this morning since Monday. I love the retest here around 9. It's um I will be very patient, but I love this rally on ES. If we put a down close candle below 7 if we put a down close candle below 480 on ES, I might try another one. Yeah, short over 9 is my focus right now, but not at the open, right? Not right now. I don't want to be. I was already in before 8:30 news, so I already put some risk on a vol event one time. I don't want to be in again at 9:30. That's me, because like we saw right now, the play on ES short was not wrong. Yes, we went higher, but for now, I still think we are right on the 1 a.m. low. But being right doesn't mean you need to hold anything. So let's see what the open brings. The Dow is on Taurine right now. Maybe we can turn on that. But and the Russell is very strong too. So yes, really liked the 1 a.m. low on ES, but I don't want to be too much in love with the short because the narrative might have flipped a little bit yesterday with the MU earning. So let's see. Should be interesting, but for me, I will be very patient this morning. Yeah, solid job, Chantal. Mini banger this morning for me. So here we go. I would like to see 830i to be taken out, but if we just print a fader swing over 9, it's perfect. Nasdaq is the weaker right now. I'm a little bit surprised by that. We need to see some support on DXY before engaging any real shorts. 100, 101, 400 should be tagged on DXY. So watch that. Nice breakdown on Nasdaq. The Dow is a fucking monster right now. Is this a new all-time high? Yep, almost. Not yet, but yeah, Guillaume, 100%. If so, yeah, this morning my focus is short to buy. So if we are able to snap a short, 1 a.m. low is a buy spot, like big, big, big buying spot. Nice rejection over 9. And to be honest, I feel a little bit like, I want to say nervous, but like a little bit of frustration in me this morning. So I will be cautious with what I what I will put in the chart. Like I said, the plan was good, the execution was good, but we've got tricked. So at least I've got tricked. But the important part here is to not be too heavy. So yes, I will probably see my target be delivered. I will probably not be able to get in, and I took two small loss trying to play the exactly what is happening right now. But I will be patient, and if we missed it, we missed it. That's it. But it's nice right now, like the fader swing over 9. It's trading, right? Since last week and even more, we are on fire. We practically cannot take a loss. Everything we touched was turning green. And this morning, again, the focus was the good one, but I was not able to get in the right way. So there you go. 1 a.m. low is gonna get a wick there. Is the first thing I gave you when I wake up this morning. And to be honest, if we make a recap of all the first thing I gave you in the Discord every morning, if you're focusing on that, the bias is good every single time. It doesn't mean that it's easy to trade that because you need to be able to engage it, but the bias is right. So now we're approaching Taurine. I like Taurine here, but we need to see 1 a.m. low tapped before playing Taurine, for me at least. I think we can see a nice scalp at least, but for me we need to tap 1 a.m. low first on ES. If we do that, maybe we can play the long. Is anybody took that? It's perfect, man. It's the price action this week is literally perfect. There you go. We just tag 1 a.m. low. I think we have like back to back level to tag. So this one, yeah, we didn't tag 1 a.m. yet. So we should return to it. I will not force anything because this was the easy setup, the easy trade, the trade that I want to play. This trade already happened, so no need to be frustrated. You can, but if you are frustrated a little bit, be aware of it and don't do stupid things. So Taurine on Nasdaq for the moment is a nice reaction. We probably tagged the first target is it on Taurine, so uh no, the first target is not it on Taurine, sorry. I might give a shot short on ES if we gave a little bit more of a pop. But yeah, we should see 1 a.m. low. I'm not a fan of DXY. It's like a tricky bounce here. I would like to short over 936. If we go down and deliver 1 a.m. low on 936 candle or after it, I might look for a long. Look at Nasdaq. He is weak right now. Be cautious. Man, the Dow and the DXY playing with my nerve right now. I don't hate this short at all. I'm gonna try it. So I'm short on ES. That's my last try on this play. That's a nice reaction right now. That's a fucking nice reaction. Let's see if we can expand lower. We just saw a lower low on Nasdaq, so this bothered me a little bit. This is the kind of day that I have a bad feeling. Like we are right on every single call out, but the execution is tricky. And I'm just gonna close that right now. Let's go. So we back green, baby. Tough day, man, but I'm happy with that. This is, again, the important part of this trade. It's, I told you when to trade. I don't give a shit about where we are on this axis. Like, I don't care where we are in price. I care where we are in time. And I told you I want to short over 936. I didn't told you I want to short 465 or 66. I don't care where we are. I care where we are in time. So this was a nice trade. I'm happy with that. We should deliver the full target, but I don't want to, like I said, I'm not in a total perfect good mood this morning, so I'll be very cautious. I just bring all the account, not big green, but small green. So we continue the streak. This trade was a banger again. It was like what? We took 76 to 77, almost 10 points, and like it's the perfect play. We should see 1 a.m. low be tagged. It's the market need to put a wick there. You need to understand that. It doesn't mean that because we need to print something at print something somewhere that it will be easy to play, because the market can do crazy stuff between the moment he do it. So need to be cautious, but if you know where the market need to go, it's easier to play that. So there you go. So 4 a.m. 1 a.m. candle, 1 a.m. low, wick printed here. So now the focus should be on long side for me. I'll wait, but honestly, now the long side is looking very good. Taurine on ES is a nice spot, like a very, very fucking nice spot. Don't know if I will play that. I don't know if I will play that. Like I said, I'm not in a. And maybe it will sound a little bit weird, but you need to respect how you are, the mood in how you are feeling every single morning. And this morning I feel a little bit dangerous for myself, so I will be very cautious. I'm happy that I was able to be patient enough to short the perfect trade again, but I don't want to be too risky and too aggressive. That's a nice sell on Nasdaq, and like like I said, one candle doesn't make a market. So yesterday's pop doesn't confirm anything. But like I said, personally, I think we should find support. Yes, Apple getting smoked this morning because they raised the price of their device. So if you like inflation, you should like even more Apple product. So they rise like between 150 and $300 depending on the product, but it's pretty nice, pretty big, not nice, pretty big, um, pretty big price move on Apple. So Torrent doesn't get respect. I want to say I'm surprised, but I want to say that it's not. I, I will look at the setup. Was not an honestly, it was a nice one. Maybe if anybody took that Torrent play, it was not a bad trade. Just be aware that we took out London high, we reject it, and we break London low with expansion here. So this FEG for me is a problem for this Torrent play. But bigger pictures, like on a 30-minute chart, it's a nice spot. It's where I told you that we might see a bounce, and right now we just expand below this important level. So it was a nice spot. If you took a loss on Torrent this morning, for me on Nasdaq, I think it was not a good one. You see, it worked. So it offered like 50 points, but you need to be aware that ES was not on the target. So if you play Torrent on Nasdaq, it's a scalp. Yeah, but for me, this loss on Torrent is on ES, especially on ES. On Nasdaq, it should have been a scalp or no trade. On ES, for me, it's not a bad loss. It's a okay trade, and we can't win 100% of the time, right? It sounds a little bit weird to say that though. It's like a bad motivator. Like, so I'm happy to bring that green. DXY bouncing. I don't have any like hard opinion on what is going on right now. We have a dynamic cycle right now on ES and on Nasdaq. So be aware of the next 5 minutes. Be very, very, very. The next 5 minutes are very important for the next stuff. Yeah, Paul. It's just it's what I just what I said. Pretty nice. A pretty big increase. But I don't care. I just have an iPhone, and for my computer, I'm not a fan of Apple. That's a nice sell. I was not necessarily expecting that. Like I said, I was expecting 1 a.m. low to be tagged. After that, patience. But right now, we are giving back all the pop from yesterday night on ES and also on Nasdaq. So this is not we are approaching the max. If you look at the daily plan I post this morning, this is the last line of defense. I don't know if we can say that in English though. But this is the last spot for Nasdaq to hold if we want to go higher. But to be honest, if I look at what the S&P is doing, I don't think we will hold. Yeah, like Sharp said, it's a hard sell. I'm not surprised, but I was not expecting that kind of sell. And if you're still short on ES, you are up like what? Holy fudge. 57 points. Yeah, maybe like this is the perfect example that trading is not perfect and you should not aim for perfection. Be happy with what you've done. Of course, don't be completely close to the idea to optimize your system and optimize yourself. But for me this morning, I tried too short on ES. 5 points, stopped out, almost break even. 6 points, stopped out, minus 6 points. But I know that I'm still probably right, but I can't just hold anything uh, against me. So I get out of this trade. I wait. I missed the good entry. The perfect entry was over 9 this morning, but we offered this entry just before the opening bell. So I was not ready to take this kind of risk. So I wait. This was my short. I wait for time. I short that and I target a quick scalp. It's easy to look at that and say, "Hey, I should have old runner. Fuck, I would be up like 60 points." But it's not like that. Trading doesn't work like that. But it's a hard sell, man. Honestly, like yesterday, I told you guys that in the Discord that this pop, if we can find some momentum and hold that, it will offer very, very nice continuation higher. But we can flip the script. And if this fail, like we see right now, the continuation short can be very interesting later today and tomorrow. Yeah, I was not expecting that. But there's a difference between what you expect of the market and where you think the market will go. This morning, I knew that the market should print a wick on the 1 a.m. low. After that, I don't know. I can have like expectations, but I don't want to play that. So yeah, it's still a little bit weird for me where we are right now. Nasdaq holding, the S&P is getting smoked. Yesterday we tagged the low I gave you like on Monday to the fucking tick initially, and then the cycle, dynamic cycle hold. You see the purple zone here? This is on my chart since this Thursday, June 11th. This is a delivery. This is a dynamic cycle. Yes, we go higher, no problem about that. But when we start to turn, this is something that the market should come back and print down candle. For now, we just put wicks. So bounce, that's okay. But we should see down candle on it. I will stay with you until like 10, 10:05 maybe. Has anybody took any shorts on that? I don't see a lot of posts this morning. Yeah, Kevin took one. Yesterday I slept on gold, man. I don't know why. I know why, because tomorrow was an holiday here in Quebec, so I was with my family. But the short on gold after 10 was, I don't want to say easy because there's nothing easy in trading, but this kind of setup doesn't present itself very often. So we just start a new delivery on 9:45 candle. That's another dynamic cycle. Be aware of that. We should see if this sell continue. I'm not expecting anything to hold before like 20, around 20,000, 20,100 maybe. But it's a serious sell. If we lose previous day low and we expand below it, I'm not expecting a bounce anytime soon. And by anytime soon, it doesn't mean we just stopped. It doesn't mean we are crashing. It's not our job to say that, and it should not be the job of anyone. But at the moment, if you listen to the weekly prep, we are perfectly respecting the window of weakness post apex 5 to 10 session where the flow are less supportive in the market. But again, like this morning, I was not expecting this kind of sell. I'm happy to see it though. But when you have a title like Apple that's getting smoked like down almost 5%, it's tough for the index to hold. So there you go. We are testing again the dynamic cycle from June 11. We could always see another OLR, another bounce from it, but we already bounced yesterday. I think today we should see down close candle below it. It could be, it's the tough part of trading because it's not because the price is moving that you need to trade or you need to be like in a rush to find a trade. Trading should be boring, should not be like a crazy activity. The bad news, if you are bullish on the indices right now, it's that DXY is not even in a breakout right now. The indices are setting off and DXY is in a pullback. So it, like, if you go see DXY, personally, I think we should see this eye, but also this eye on DXY. And now the indices are setting off during a pullback on DXY. So if DXY finds support again, this is what I'm expecting. This pop on DXY will bring, and this is lower again. So we just lose previous day low on ES, and we just print the down candle here. So that's pretty important. Now this is fully efficient. We can even see more speed lower right now. There's really nothing. Ah, yeah, sorry, there's that. So before 355, I don't see anything very important on ES. Of course, we can see a bounce below yesterday's low, but until proven wrong, I'll be interested in shorting the rally and not longing the bounce. So yes, very interesting to see that. Pretty quiet in the chat today. Is anybody took anything or got smoked on something? I hope you I hope you didn't try to play long too seriously. Like I said, Taurine, this was not a bad trade. If you look at this after the fact, it's easy to say what the hell, why I long that. But again, on ES for me, this Taurine setup was not a bad one. But it's always understanding where we are, where we came from. Like the news at 8:30 pop up first. So the fact that we've went up first, when we break lower, we can expect continuation. The perfect play, and I would have been happy with that because I was short. But if the news sell off, the long would have been very, very interesting. And if you think that liquidity run this market, explain to me why we leave this in place. This was the was this was the main reason why I start to dig very, very deep into time concept, because if the markets only runs on liquidity, explain to me why we leave this eye, this double top, we leave it. And it's also a new swing. So why we let this in place if the market runs on liquidity? Explain that to me. That's why I work with time, with cycle, with delivery. Good job, Gab. Nice recovery. So I will be with you again, like for the next maybe 2 to 5 minutes. But after that, I'm out. There's no reason for me to stay in this market. So one very small loss, one real loss, and one big win on ES this morning. So the streak continued. It was not an. It's the this type of day is where, like I said earlier, I'm dangerous for myself. And you need to be aware of what kind of day is dangerous for you. It's not true that trading is always easy. You need to be disciplined. When you will have more experience, you will no longer make any mistake. It's not like that. This is bullshit. That's a very big sell, honestly. It's like straight down. Did we fill the gap? Holy fuck. Okay, we fill the gap and more. I didn't even put the gap on my chart because I was not expecting. Yeah, okay, the move happened like yesterday night, so
All right,
this is not a gap.
partner. Keep on rolling, baby. You know what time it is.
But this is the definition of an exhaustion gap. I don't know if we can continue the hard sell, but this is, of course, an exhaustion gap generally happen on the top, but can happen also on rallies. And this is this look like an exhaustion gap. But we can support from like, honestly, I don't think we will find support on that. Maybe for a bounce. And let me find the invalidation level I told you. Okay, so this if we can keep this low and we can rally here, this is a short for me. I will not engage in anything today. My day is done and even my week is done. I'm happy with what I've done this week. It doesn't mean I will not like trade tomorrow, but for today, I will just log off. But if we see that, be aware of maybe a setup forming around this level. But now I gave you the level. We need to wait for time. So, and it's very important that we keep this low. So if you see like something, if we see something like that, I don't want to short that. But watch this. It would also be like a 50% retracement from this dynamic cycle. So it's interesting. Be aware of the divergence with ES and Nasdaq, and also be aware of DXY. DXY right now is bothering me a little bit. Like this market is a little bit crazy. The volume is low, and the option market drive this market, especially during the summer. So this kind of systematic sell can then trigger a systematic buy from market maker, and you can like if we do that, again, I will be maybe a little bit surprised, but it's not impossible that later today, after my golf game, and after I lose like 20 ball in the wood, it's possible that we see Nasdaq all the way up. It's not impossible in this kind of environment, so be aware of that. But personally, if this rally start on at 10, if we can see something forming here, this for me can be a nice short before launch or 1020, around 1020 to 140. I would look for that. And on the other side, if we reclaim that and respect that on the 30-minute chart, don't do that on M1. It's possible, but this is do you realize in what environment you are trading right now? Like straight up shit show, straight down. And we should see probably shit show for the next couple of hours. It's been like that all week long. So if you look at Monday, this was last week, right? This is Monday. So nice move. Chop fest. And this chop fest is normal. Like after a big move, consolidation, it's just normal to see consolidation. But if you are not in a trade during this, and you try to play that, you probably blew your account. So big move, shitty move. Then on Tuesday, nice move, up and down, then fuckery. Yesterday after lunch, nice move, then, well, fuckery, but with this MU pop, and then fuckery, big move. Next, we should see a little bit of fuckery right now. And you can't blame the market for that. It's just normal to see some sort of consolidation or chop after a big move. Watch DXY. It just dumped on my level right now. So this starts to be very, very, very interesting because we find some kind of support on indices and same on DXY. So this is the scenario I talked to you about like a couple minutes ago. Like if DXY finds some support here, we should see higher price. If we see higher price on DXY, the indices should continue to sell and probably see some more speed on the downside. More speed than this morning will be tough to beat, but it's possible. So be aware of that. But if we lose this zone, it looks more and more like a rejection, like a more serious rejection. Doesn't mean we will sell all the way down. Doesn't mean we will completely reject. Doesn't mean this monthly breakout is a fake out. But we will need to monitor other spot. And for now, for me, this is the most important spot. After that, we can talk about here, but it's way lower, so a little bit dangerous. So that's why I will tell you again, and I will end on that. If you want to be successful in trading, you need to be able to only focus on easy run. Easy and trading, it's not a good fit in the same sentences, but like this morning, I know where the market should go first. Or not necessarily first, but I know where the market need to print a wick or need to print a candle. And I want to engage in this run, and that's it. After that, the market can do whatever the fuck you want. Yes, it's possible to engage in it. It's possible to have a second, a third, a fourth plan. But your job as a trader, if you want to be successful but consistent, you need to focus on easy run. And when you miss the easy run, like I almost did this morning, you need to be aware of why now you might be dangerous for yourself. So this morning, I was not, like I missed it 2 times. I almost missed it 3rd time. The market offered me a perfect entry. I executed. That's it. After that, yes, we sell like 200 points lower, but who cares? Who cares? Yes, probably social media cares, but we don't give a fuck about social media. It's all bullshit. Or 99% of that is bullshit. So watch DXY. We're approaching the zone I told you on Nasdaq. If DXY support here and we are tagging this zone, offering maybe something to short, for me, it's a good trade. But I will not engage in anything more than the trade I already took this morning for me. So I'm out. 10:08. It was a nice morning. I think this live might not be the most sexy or where I in fact I doesn't talk about much about the market. I more talk about everything else, but this everything else is probably the most important part in trading. Look at the Dow. See, it's pretty tough to short Nasdaq or even ES when you see the Dow in a new all-time high. Look at this. You can call a crash if Dow Jones is a new all-time high break and he's running. Doesn't mean you can't short that, but This is one part of this crazy environment. It's tough to play anything when the market backing is not in play across all assets. And I tell you about that earlier this week when DXY for the first time since like 2025 is very, very clean. He work well with indices. And this week was, I don't want to say the most easy week in a while, but for me it was a very nice week. And if you look again, if you compare on social media, a lot of people having a lot of trouble trading this price action since like 2 3 weeks. For me, the last 2 3 weeks were very, very successful, were very clean. And this is the fact that DXY is clean, it helped me a lot. But when you see the Dow straight up, Nasdaq straight down, ES in the middle, this is one factor that I'm not a fan of. So you cannot back your trade with other indices, and this add a little bit more. Um, it's a little bit more tricky to trade that. But ES is just be aware that we reverse right on 10 and we never wick it. This you can put 10 a.m. low on your chart. Doesn't mean you need to try to short this train, but